Matt and Josh, you sell comics. First, our sponsor, YouSellComics.com, your new multi-vendor marketplace. You Sell Comics offers a site exclusively for buying and selling of all things comics, slabs, omnis, trades, and more. Sell for as low as 5% commission or zero commission monthly tiers. Run your own auctions, unlimited bin listings. YouSellComics.com. Buy, collect, sell. Okay, good news, Josh. Michael Waldron looks to be writing Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars. Following the recent rumblings, this might happen. It's now been confirmed that Loki scribe Michael Waldron is attached to pen the screenplays for both Avengers, Kang Dynasty, and Avengers, Secret Wars. Excuse me. Currently, it's still, I guess, called Kang Dynasty, but we don't know if that'll change. We've heard rumblings this might be the case, but Deadline just confirmed that Loki Season 1... Eric Martin replaced him on season 2. And Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, scribe Michael Waldron will write Avengers the Kang Dynasty. He remains attached to Avengers Secret Wars, meaning both movies now have a single writer attached to them. Previously, Ant-Man and the Wasp created Quantumania's Jeff Loveness was set to pen the Kang Dynasty, but there were rumblings earlier that he had been dropped from the movie after the Ant-Man threequel underperformed both critically and commercially. The same writer taking charge of both titles makes sense as it ensures a more cohesive vision. Originally, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars were meant to come out in the same year. While there's now a bigger gap between them, it's always strange to think that they'd completely have different creative teams. How'd that work out for Star Wars? While it's not mentioned in this report, we recently heard that following Dustin Daniel Cretton's departure, the Marvel Studios wants one director or directing team to tackle the two-part conclusion to the multiverse saga. It was last October when we heard Waldron had been chosen to write Secret Wars. So even with the WGA strike, he's had a fair bit of time to work on it. Of course, if recent reports are to be believed, both Avengers projects are being creatively overhauled to reflect the changes the saga is undergoing. Will that involve Doctor Doom replacing Kang? Time will tell. It's hard to say that what we should expect from either Avengers movie. If Jonathan Majors is out as Kang, there's a chance the villain will be recast, though we can't discount the possibility that the character is dropped altogether. Previously, it was rumored the Kang Dynasty would see Earth's mightiest heroes assembled to battle the Time Traveler's army of variants. From there, the Ultimate Kang, the Beyonder, would emerge as the true threat, leading to a Secret Wars where only a handful of remaining heroes, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, for example, are left to fight back. Yeah. That's what we've pieced together from rumors. Anyway,
that's what they're saying.
And it's safe to say none of this is set in stone. As things stand, Waldron was the head writer on the first season of Loki, introducing He Who Remains in the finale. With the Doctor Strange sequel, he threw us into the multiverse, explored Earth 838, and controversially transformed the Scarlet Witch into a villain. Kang Dynasty is scheduled to arrive May 1st, 2026, while Secret Wars will now be a year later, May 7th, 2027. So far so good. I like that they have decided to use one writer for both, and looks like they're trying to get one director or directing team. Mm-hmm. Good news all around for those two movies.
I would say it's definitely the right path. They've begun the correct path in doing what they need to do to course correct
so far.
I think it's going to take a little bit more time, and they're going to have to bring on somebody else, like other. I wouldn't be surprised that in between now and the new year, or whatever.
Yeah. Get the guy from Loki season 2.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of casting information regarding directors and writers and everything else, specifically for Marvel Universe, just because, the strikes being over, deals that were in processes beforehand may be getting finished. Those deals might be getting redone or whatever, given the constitute of like the new ecosystem / whatever they're trying to make.
I also think that this now will, whether wise, if they're looking for one director to do both, there's more of a chance that this will be shot back to back. And so that will save them money by keeping everyone in place and shooting it. And they'd have to start, if they want a May 1st, 2026, they'd have to start shooting both like late 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot for 8 months ish. That gives them a year to finish the post production on Kang, and then almost 2 years to finish post production on Secret Wars. Yeah. Right. So far so good. Okay. So this report came out after that. Avengers movies will likely still focus on Kang as an extent of Doom's Fantastic Four screen time is revealed. Much has been said about Marvel Studios' plan for the multiverse saga. We've heard multiple occasions that Kang and Conqueror's time as MCU's new big bad is winding down. That's been blamed on the villain supposedly being an underwhelming successor to Thanos. However, it seems many people have forgotten about the Mad Titan only making blink and you'd miss them cameos in Age of Ultron and Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, I mean, Kang has had more screen time in Marvel before a movie. Yeah, he had more screen time before even being in a movie. On Loki season 1, like he was at the end, but that was a good 10 or 15 minute segment. And then we had one variant that was the villain in a movie, and then we had him again as multiple variants in season 2 of Loki, which is still more screen time than we got Thanos in 2 Avengers movies. And I feel like they've actually set him up better as a potential. Like, we haven't seen the extent of his. I mean, He Who Remains, I think, was. If anyone took him lightly as a villain in this Loki season, I think they missed the point. To me, He Who Remains seemed quite calculated and diabolical in what he was doing, especially in the reveal of season 2 at the end, where he's like, "Oh, how many times did it take you to do this? Because I know you've been doing it." Like, right?
That was so good.
Yeah,
that was good.
Thus far, we've seen much more from Kang thanks to Loki and Ant-Man. Outside of Jonathan Major's ongoing legal issues, there's no obvious need to ditch him, especially when that can be solved with a recast. Otherwise, rumors continue to persist that Doctor Doom will usurp Kang through the cosmic circus. Alex Perez says otherwise. He believes Kang will remain the multiverse saga's main antagonist, but suggests a time traveler will be sidelined until Phase 6 in order to give Marvel Studios the time they need to figure out where to go next. Not making Kang a recurring threat across, spelling mistake, multiple MCU projects. Why wasn't Rama Tut in Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Well, wait. Moon Knight came after Loki season 1, but they really didn't. The reports were that they really didn't think Kang would be the big bad villain until after they shot Loki season 1. So Moon Knight could have already been in development and written by the time they figured out that, oh, hey, we should use Kang as the main.
Yeah.
So I understand why Rama Tut wasn't in Moon Knight. Perez goes on to add that Doom is only expected to appear in Fantastic Four for a matter of seconds. Oh, there's one of your little cameos of multiple seconds. A claim which lines up with reports of him only showing up briefly in a post-credit scene. As he correctly points out, going from that to him being the Multiverse Saga's lead villain makes little sense, even though Kang and Victor Von Doom are connected in the comics. Ultimately, only Marvel Studios knows what it has planned. A lot could change between... Yeah, okay. I like that Doom... I like the idea of Doom being a super quick cameo and a post-credit scene to start the tease and build-up for him being a big bad down the line. But I don't know that would be your first cameo and then all of a sudden he's the big bad in Kang Dynasty. I feel like there'd be more of a like storytelling aspect to it before you. Maybe he is more involved in Kang Dynasty, but he's not the actual threat that that the Avengers have to fight until Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Not
so
sure.
we were talking about in the first article about Marvel wants one studio director or one director for the Avengers movies. Joss Whedon helmed Avengers and Age of Ultron pretty much back to back, but the Russo brothers found themselves tasked with directing Infinity War and Endgame, not Secret Wars, simultaneously. With Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and Avengers: Secret Wars set to be released just 1 year apart, fans have been wondering for some time why Marvel Studios hasn't turned to a single director to tell one big story over 2 parts. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings director Destin Daniel Cretton was only ever attached to the former, with no decision made for Secret Wars. Well, after going back to the drawing board with Multiverse Saga, it appears something has changed. According to Daniel Rickman, Spider-Man and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, director Sam Raimi is in the running to helm both movies. However, so too are Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, the filmmaking duo behind Moon Knight and Loki Season 2, and the upcoming Daredevil Born Again. It seems like they'd be too busy to do this, but there's no frontrunner right now, but they are considered top contenders, and it's interesting that the idea now is for a director to helm not 1 but 2 Avengers movies. Makes sense given how interconnected those projects are likely to be. Should ensure smoother production and more cohesive vision. Scooper adds that Fantastic Four, Shang-Chi 2, Spider-Man 4, and Deadpool 3 will all lay the groundwork for the final Avengers movies. Wait, did they announce a Spider-Man 4 in their phase? Their timeline phase? It's nice that you were eating and then muted your mic and...
I don't know what they're talking about.
Right?
They didn't officially announce it.
No, like
No.
Multiverse,
What the hell's that guy talking about?
Multiverse Saga movie.
He's a fibber and a liar.
Okay, so yeah, it was originally Deadpool 3, Captain America, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Blade. Yeah, and then Avengers: Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty. And Armor Wars to be announced.
Yeah,
which
right.
will never happen. Yeah, there's no Spider-Man.
You know Don Cheadle is like in his late 50s, I think, or something like that?
Is he?
Yeah.
Great actor.
Indeed.
As for why the Merc with a Mouse MCU debut is only Marvel Studios releasing in 2024, Studios expects it to be a huge critical and commercial success. Finally, it said that Thor 5, Eternals 2, Doctor Strange 3, Black Panther 3, all are movies in various stages of development. Rumors persist that Kang Dynasty will ditch that title, will focus potentially shifting to Doctor Doom instead of Kang. In 2015 Secret Wars, Doom stole the powers of the Beyonder and created his own battle world, when the Marvel and Ultimate universes were destroyed after colliding in an incursion. Using Molecule Man's powers, the villain ruled as Emperor Doom for years before his fake reality came crashing down around him, and a new world was created in its place, which is how Marvel Studios expected to reboot the MCU.
Yes.
Do you think Sam Raimi should do it?
No.
State your reasons.
He's a good director. I just don't think he's the right one to do multiple movies.
Evil Dead was very different from Evil Dead 2.
Correct.
And Army of Darkness was very different than the first 2.
Yeah.
But he's helmed trilogies before. He did 3 Spider-Mans, although the second one was the best.
Yeah, the first 2 being great, the third one being
Ooh. Yeah, so you
tough.
stop at you well, I guess if you were to give him 3 movies, then Secret Wars would be his worst one out of the Marvel movies.
So I don't. He could do it. I just don't. I don't personally feel like it should be him. I feel it should be somebody else.
Yeah, I don't think that this Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead are going to have time to do it properly, given that they're
Correct.
fixing Daredevil Born Again, which I'm sure will shoot for another 8-9 months.
I was gonna say 6 months, easy.
Plus
Easy.
post-production, plus, well, yeah.
Yeah, we're not getting that shit for a year. Easy.
If anyone has some suggestions in the comments about who should direct both movies.
Yeah, very curious.
It's actually kind of surprising that they really didn't think of this in the first place, given that the first two Avengers movies had one. The second pair of Avengers movies had, one team. Between, why did they suddenly think, oh, we should split them this time?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird. Who could be a good director?
Oof, I don't know. That's a tough one to kind of. I'm not sure.
It's not going to be Nia DaCosta.
No, it is not.
They have Marvel hasn't been very nice to her. Top directors in Hollywood. Scorsese, maybe. James Cameron.
Overly read. Wow, I can't overly read the names there on the screen, but
Oh, his name has popped up before. Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah.
The Coen brothers.
It'd be nice if they brought back Edgar Wright, to be honest, but that'll never happen.
I think that bridge got burned quite a long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. Do they bring back John Watts? I could see that being the case.
Well, he's working on. He was doing Star Wars. He's got that Skeleton Crew show.
Right, I forgot about that. Yes,
I think got delayed till the end of 2024. David Fincher would be.
That'd be cool. Weird but cool.
It would look great.
Yeah.
Spike Lee would be weird. Jordan Peele can make it into this weird psychological thriller. You know what?
Oh.
Christopher Nolan. He said his next movie wasn't going to be so depressing.
I would not be mad.
Back up the Brinks trucks and get Christopher Nolan to do both.
All they would need to do is just keep a very, not even a short leash, not even a long leash, just any type of leash. Literally, give him all the freedom possible.
Freedom, yeah.
Just keep it on a leash, double check it every couple.
His
days.
name alone got Oppenheimer to almost $1 billion.
I would say his name
aside from it being a really good movie, that's not it's not a superhero movie. It's not a subject that a lot of people were popular or interested in. Especially young people.
100%.
But his name alone adds so much weight to the next project that he's doing.
Yeah.
Him and well, I guess I don't know that Ryan Johnson. His movies do very well on Netflix, but he hasn't really had a movie in theaters since Last Jedi.
Yeah, it's going to be a very weird tightrope he's going to walk.
I'd actually kind of be afraid. I'd kind of be afraid of what Ryan Johnson would do to the Avengers. Given what he did to Luke.
Well, he thought he had to do something different, and he did it in, I would say, the wrong way. And I think now more than ever he knows.
You think he learned his lesson?
I think he learned his lesson. You're talking multi-million-dollar deals probably evaporated into thin air after him doing that movie.
There's some very good things about The Last Jedi, but Luke's arc was not one of them.
Correct.
Yeah. So, Ryan Johnson's out.
Really?
How much? Well, I guess adding Christopher Nolan would increase the budget by $200 million. I guess his fee would probably be $100 million. $100 million a movie. Actually, I don't even know what his next project is. Christopher Nolan. IMDb. His next project is Memento. What?
What?
He already did Memento. He's doing a remake of Memento?
No, he's not. No. Actually,
This will be a remake of 2000 film Memento, which was directed based on his brother's Jonathan Nolan's. Okay, please, just tell me that someone else is doing it and that he was the writer on it.
Jesus.
He did the story for Man of Steel?
Nolan, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, well, I guess that makes it done for that story. Let us know who you think. Would Christopher Nolan be a good choice, and should Marvel pay him $200 million to do it? All right, thanks. We'll be back next week.
Thanks.